Like, bro, there's things to the jewelry industry that, like, for example, internet jewelers just don't understand. I'm not an internet jeweler. I have a $19 million inventory that you're more than welcome to come check out. Let's shut down the watch operation.
No, you're a jeweler, watches, everything. What do you think about Moissanite? Hello everyone, this is interview number 2 of Antis. Today I am with
Adi the jeweler.
Adi the jeweler. Alright. So how young are you, Adi?
25, boss.
25 years young. And what is your job?
Uh, well, I'm a jeweler, entrepreneur, Airbnb,
And would you say
Airbnb complaints handler.
and would you say you have a big step in the role of Aruba's, how do you say this? Like TikTok, Instagram. You have an influence in the people and their motivation to put online.
Well, look, I don't believe that I'm an influencer, as a lot of people like to say that. I'm a businessman. It happens to be that social media is a great way of driving business, and that's why my face is everywhere. But honestly, if it was up to me, I would be off social media and I would have a farm in Colombia.
I couldn't agree more. I would love a farm. All right, let's start with the questions.
I almost bought one, no?
In Colombia?
Yeah, when I was in Colombia with
All right, let's move on. So, question number 1. What is something that you would change in Aruba? If it's something political, something about the people, something about the tourism, what would it be?
play your move first.
Oh, you're right.
I'd like so there's a lot that could be changed, but in all reality, we do live on quite an unbelievable island. I grew up in Belize. Belize is a country where people are walking around with guns everywhere, and people are shot every night. And Jamaica has versions of carnival, and people get on the street, shoot each other, and stuff. So, I definitely do believe that while there are definitely things that could be made better with everywhere, one of them would be education. The education that's available to everyone on the island, obviously could be made better. But I mean, if you look at the way the island is, we're secure, safe. Everything that we're sitting here at 11 o'clock at night, diamonds on, no one's troubling us apart from people walking in front of the camera. But so we live on such a beautiful island that I'd rather not change anything and accept how beautiful it is and what a safe, unbelievable piece of life that we have. I'd rather accept that than even recommend that we change something, We have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to be thankful for that we live on this island rather than other islands or other places. So I definitely...
It's an amazing answer, and I could agree with that. Changes could be met, but with the situation we're in now, will those changes change how Aruba is now for the better or for the worse?
I mean, so there's different things that you could focus on, right? There's you could say infrastructure, but then look at this. If you compare the roads in other Caribbean islands, for example, they're all broken down. Grenada, and for example, other islands with similar GDPs to Aruba.
Okay.
The roads in Grenada, different islands, are all broken down. The cars are over here, no matter what you say about our roads here, we still have pretty decent roads.
Yeah, that is true.
Our cars can drive properly. We're not afraid of people breaking into our cars and stuff like that. So that's something you have to be really grateful that we did grow up on this island, and change can always be made, and there are people in power who are trying their best to change things and change things for the better. And it's not an overnight thing, right?
correct.
Sometimes we think that tomorrow, if I'm prime minister tomorrow, I'll wake up and make the island better. It's great. It takes a lot of hard work.
It's a long
and
process to make things.
long process, and it's easy to comment. It's hard to do. So I'm a doer, and when other people are doing, I tend to say, you know what? Before we can say anything, let's see what they do, and let's give them the time and the respect to actually do what they set out to accomplish, right?
All right. Okay, question number 2. Are you happy as who you are right now?
Phew, that's a deep question. What's happiness? What do you mean by that? Play your move.
So my last interview, I asked someone the same question, and they were like, everybody sees happiness in other ways. My happy could be
I just won,
materialistic.
by the way. So if you play it here, I win here, and if you play it here, I win here. Just letting you know, someone who said I've never lost before. I beat you in 4 moves. Anyway, sorry, what was the question? am
So
I
yeah,
happy?
people see happiness in other ways.
Yeah.
But of course, yeah, that's a private thing. They see it in other ways. Mine could be materialistic. Yours could be in a religious way. Other people see happiness in other ways. But are you happy? Do you look forward to waking up every morning, brushing your teeth, doing those things, etc.?
For sure, for sure. Look, I'm a privileged, blessed individual. When I mean, no, Mr. Ting ebida kuno sting talk. Like, there's not many people my age who can say that have the life that we have. That's a blessed, fortunate life. We've had parents who've looked after us, taken care of us. Unko si mi tata sa kami fikas dos piano.
So,
So, like, we've been taught what values are, morals are, and then obviously there are days that are tough. There are days that life teaches you, but man, if every day was a if every day was an unbelievable day, how would you know the unbelievable days from the bad days, right? You gotta have clouds to make a beautiful sunset.
so you would say, don't let one bad day ruin your whole life. So to those going to things, things happen, but you have to push through it and work for what you want and what makes you happy in your way.
Exactly. Look, there's people going through things, and I'm not saying that the solution is just pushing through it. Sometimes the solution is you got to sit down, slow down, talk to someone, ask for advice. Find people who are willing to listen to you. Find people who are like, your friends. Talk to them. Sometimes, man, you've had a bad day, and all you want to do is just let it out, right? And that's very acceptable. But it's easy to say this, but it's about what you do, right? You get knocked down, punched in your face, you get back up. I remember a year ago, hindi harta nos kasi $2 $1,000 ding Rolex. Na harta nos, scam. Wakamande? Anto, man, my watch inventory is in tens of millions. Oh, wasaki mi ka man? This.
So every setback is a pushback to your greater, you could say.
If you let it be, you sit back. I was pissed out of my mind for 2-3 days. My father and I damn near didn't talk. He wanted to kill me. I wanted to kill myself. Not really, huh? Don't ever think about that. Oh God, didn't mean that. But I was like, you know what I mean? Just crazy stressed, and then
So do you think the decision you made that day where you were stolen from, you could have went tell him something, you could have went to the police,
Yeah,
would have made a whole...
Oh no, we did. We went to the police. We eventually did get a lot of money back from insurance from that. But the point is that I could have been pissed and not wanted to do Rolex again, right?
Exactly.
I could have said that, you know what, maybe Rolex isn't the best. Why take the risk? Bam, bam, bam. Which was a conversation. Let's shut down the watch operation. And then we realized that no.
One
You know
setback
what I
doesn't
mean?
create the whole environment.
Dude, look, in a very metaphorical way, if someone takes out a gun and points it at you, you take out a bigger one. You know what I mean? Like
It's
you
a
don't.
good quote, to be honest.
You don't let someone bully you, let you lose. Doesn't mean that you're out there aggressive or anything like that. You'll never see me handle a problem aggressively. You'll see me handle a problem with a smile and win.
All right. If there was one thing you could change in your past, what would it be, and how would it affect the person you are to this day?
How long ago is past?
So let's say from 15 to 18.
15 to 18. A few things. I wouldn't trust a few people, first of everything. A bit of my reputation took a hit, which was hard for me to get over. That's not important. I don't know, man. I've always been someone like, look, shit happens, right? You sit there, you look at it, analyze it, and get better from it. Then you
lesson.
literally, you control, alt, delete. You know what I mean? Take the lesson and move on. Delete the rest.
So a mistake in your life was turned into a lesson.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I sit back and dwell on it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You can't ever sit back and, oh my God. So if I could change something, there are a few things. I mean, I went to school very early. I was 16 in college. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I would change that, I would have. But why? Why would I change that when it has resulted in the reality that I live and love today?
That's true.
You know what I mean? My reality that I live today is unbelievably blessed.
Correct.
So why would I do something to alter that when you never know, me going to college early and exposing me to those different things and getting kicked out and all those different things eventually led me back to a place of power and enjoyment and
Correct. Yeah, because I would say you're a person in a
You
good
ever heard
position.
that Kelly Clarkson song, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger"? What doesn't kill
Yeah.
you makes you stronger.
I've heard. So number 5. Is there something you would like to say to the people before this interview ends? From advice to
This is what I want to tell you. It is more likely for a planet to be made completely out of diamonds than it is for human life to exist, than it is for wood to exist. Wood is literally more rare in the universe than diamonds. Next time you feel shit about yourself, remember, you're not one in a billion, you're one in numbers that we can't even think about. So make sure you act like that, make sure you treat the people who are close to you like that, and make sure that you're a good fucking person. Bleep the fucking, yeah? Make sure you're a good person. Because at the end of the day, you don't die with your money, you don't die with anything. You leave behind stuff. So make sure you leave behind something that's worth people saying, man, I'm glad I knew that person. Over and out, bro.
Bye, yeah.
Was that the last question?
One question.
Ah, shit, I forgot.
So you're a diamond, no, you're a jeweler, watches, everything. What do you think about moissanite? Is that your answer?
I think. Look, I don't have any hate on people for buying fake stuff, okay? Everyone is, because that's finance, that's pocket hating, you know what I mean? No, I have hate on people for selling fake stuff. Sell real stuff or find stuff that is worth it to sell. You are lying to people and cheating people out of their money. Don't do that shit.
Alright, so this is the end of the interview. It was a nice interview with Adi. And of course, pass by.
Eternity, come by Eternity from 11 o'clock to 10 o'clock every single day. We're here to answer all of your questions, have some fun. You want to test any diamonds, clean any diamonds, get anything checked out. We're always there to help people out. As simple as that. And yeah, giveaways always.